Today I want to do a chatty get ready with me because everyone else seems to do those and I like watching them, and I don't have the time to film other kinds of videos, so... Oh, you can't see my hands, but this is what we're gonna do. You hear my dog crying in the background. But yeah, so I don't really know what I'm doing. I left the lid off my primer yesterday. I'm only putting primer on my eyeshadow because I hope that it makes the colour look better. Not 100% sure if it does. I always do eyes first because they're the most exciting part. I'm going to use my Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. Not because I actually know what I'm doing or any kind of professional way, but I like it and the colours look nice. I'm probably going to start with some peaches and cream. So, it's been really weird. Last year I was pretty terrible at reading, even though it was only first year A-levels, so therefore I should have done more reading last year than I did this year. But this year I've already read like 7 books, even though I'm kind of ridiculously busy. But I think it is true that when you get more busy, the more time you find for things, because you just kind of know what you're doing. Oh, that's some white peach, and I'm putting that up there just as a little highlight already, just in case. Also, this is what my eyebrows look like without doing them. Kind of awful. Okay. I'm taking more of a fluffy kind of brush and taking Georgia as a transition shade, not because I actually know what that means, but because all the beauty gurus and people I watch say that. Yeah, so I've already read 7 books and I want to wrap up, and I was going to do it at the end of January, but I hadn't finished one of the books, and I don't really like monthly wrap-ups in that it's really difficult for me to finish the books within the month because I usually don't. And so I'm just going to do a January and February wrap up, but it's stressing me because I wanted to do that video, but I can't. I'm just taking Just Peachy, putting that in the crease. I feel like this is not going to turn out well because I'm not using a mirror. But, oh yeah, reviews. I wanted to do a review, but I always feel like I'll never say anything actually interesting and worth saying, or that somebody else couldn't have said better, or that I'll forget something or won't realise something is really problematic, and then, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I don't think there's anything problematic in Wind Witch, so I could probably still make that video. But I just worry that I'm not going to do it justice, and I want to do it justice, you know? Because mostly because I watch... Could everyone actually stop making loads of noise? Right, I'm taking Puree and just darkening the crease a little bit. Okay. It is just that I don't want to do it wrong. But I also really want to talk about it because there are loads of bits that I enjoyed, and I feel like I'm quite fair, because you know when you watch people's reviews and they just like every book, and it's just kind of like, well, now I cannot take your opinion seriously about any of those books because you just like them all. It's like there's no difference in them. But then I always feel like whenever I watch those people, then whenever they do like a book that I like, I'm like, well, they can't be wrong because I really like it. I'm getting this everywhere. It's actually kind of messy, but it's alright. We'll tidy it at some point. Is that enough? We can probably blend it now. Because I'm not concentrating, my makeup will probably be worse than usual. But yeah. I feel like I went too hard with the Puree. But well. Summer Yum is next, because I really like Summer Yum. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I've read lots. One book I read, which is actually hilarious, is I read it because Sarah J Maas recommended it, and I thought it would be kind of like an Obsidian kind of read, you know, where it's just fun and a bit stupid and like low-key problematic in terms of like bad boy, good girl vibe thing. And it was worse. I mean, I really like Obsidian. Like, I really like it, and I'll read it. I read it like 5 times. But Dark Lover by J.R. Ward is so shit. It's so poorly written. Like, genuinely. Like, it literally read to me like fan fiction for Twilight. Like, it was legitimately Twilight fan fiction, I feel like, which I'm not really about. But I did read it all. I binge read it because it was so stupid. All the characters are kind of just like rubbish and not at all developed, to the point where they all have stupid names like Wrath and Sadist and Fury and stuff like that. And it's like Loki, Cassian Reese and Asriel from, of course, Mist and Fury. But also, I mean, obviously they're much better developed, but still, it's that kind of vibe. So I was a bit like, okay. But I did read it basically all in one evening. But to the point where I was just reading it to have it finished so I could have a book on my Goodreads, so that I read it. Right, I'm going to take Bellini. This is an actual mess of an eyeshadow day, but I'm okay with it. Doesn't actually look too bad. I have to clean it up though. But yeah, so I read that, but I genuinely thought it was going to be a bit of a kind of guilty pleasure read, but it wasn't even that, because it wasn't even pleasurable. It was just, the characters literally were not developed, at all. Oh, that was Luscious, which I'm putting in the middle, which looks pretty. I'm going to take Caramelised for the corner. Something I really want to read is The Handmaid's Tale. And I want to read it. I wanted to read it before because Margaret Atwood and obviously and dystopian and stuff. But I watched Bring Your Own Book with Lauren from Reads and Daydreams. It's one of her series, and Rowan Ellis brought The Handmaid's Tale, I think, and other dystopian books. And then they were talking about it, and I was just like, oh, yes. That's why half the reason I like collabs with booktube people is when they talk about books in such detail and they're discussing it. It's just it's the best. And I'm really pleased because I will be doing that this year, I suppose, hopefully, should everything go semi to plan, because I've applied to do an English Lit and creative writing degree, and hopefully I should get what I need. But you never know. I'm always worried about jinxing things, so I don't really like being like, that's definitely happening. I'm just blending it because it does not look blended enough. This is darker than I usually have it, but I'm okay with it. I need to put some on the bottom. Basically, I just use the top colours on the bottom. Also, I just ordered the the Too Faced Semi-Sweet palette, because I wasn't sure if I wanted the chocolate bar or I wanted the semi-sweet, because I had the sweet peach, obviously, because that's what I'm using. But then I wasn't sure. But I talked to a lot of people, basically I just harassed my friends about eyeshadow, because I suddenly really got into it. Because before I didn't really have any kind of makeup. I mostly had high street stuff, but I would never buy eyeshadow palettes. No. I barely spend any money on any of the rest of my makeup, only eyeshadow. But I would recommend it, I really like it. Sweet Peach is a really nice one to start with, I think, if you have similar hair colour and eye colour to me. Because that was something I took into consideration, because the chocolate bar palette, lots of people who recommended it had different skin tone and different hair to me, because although I really like the colours in the palette, I'm not sure if it's it would work with my colouring and stuff. But yeah, I've ordered the semi-sweet now. So we shall see. The butter pecan colour, the highlight colour. Oh my god, it's half the reason I bought the palette, because it's so beautiful. And that caramel colour. And I want to get in on it. Also, I thought it would blend really nicely with the sweet peach palette looks. So, See how well, like you can tell how tired I am. I'm not a fan of that. I'd say that's an okay look for it. I might put more nectar. That was probably the most interesting part of my makeup. I don't really know if I should do the rest. I'm really excited to go to uni. Like, I know it's not for everyone, and I do think that if you're not ready to be committed to like 3 years of hardcore education, then don't do it. I mean, the experience of going, I think, is going to be really helpful and really, you know, good for me as a person, like character building. I feel like this year particularly I've understood what character building really is, like in terms of real life character building. It's just like doing things and seeing how you react to them and seeing, you know, if you can do it, which I think is really good and really helpful, especially for some people a bit like me, I suppose, who wouldn't necessarily end up in certain situations that they will end up in when they go to university. I am also really excited to like do English all the time and just read books and like talk about them for hours. I mean, I'm sure there's going to be things I don't enjoy, but that is the case with everything. I don't want to leave, like, obviously, like my family and my best friends, because that will be really difficult, and I think I probably will cry a lot when I get there, but I think it'll be really good in the long run. But also, I don't know, I think I'm all there for all of it. Like, I want to go to have the experience of going, but I also really want to learn about English, you know, in books for 3 years. And I want to go study abroad and live in a different country for like more than 2 weeks. That sounds so exciting. I'm so excited. And then I get overly excited about the idea of going to IKEA and buying like washing up things and cutting boards and, you know, stupid household stuff. And then I have to remind myself that I've still got to do all of the work for A-levels. And, okay, A-levels are so hard. Do not ever let anyone tell you that they're not, because they are. They're so difficult. Just because of the sheer amount of work that you have to do. But, okay, right, I'm going to try and do eyeliner, but I probably will have to do it in a mirror and not the viewfinder. Recently, I've been using this one, which is like a number 7 one with like, you know, like a stylus-y kind of thing, rather than, you know, like actually using an eyeliner or using it like that. But I usually get this and then I have a little precision brush and then apply it like that because it comes out better, and I'm really bad at eyeliner, so we'll see how this goes. Can you see? Can I see? I probably am going to do just the tiniest bit of eyeliner, because otherwise that looks no different, but I promise I'd put some on. Mostly I just do it so my eyelashes look a bit thicker, because I can't wear false eyelashes either, because they are too difficult to put on, and I think I'm allergic to most of the eyelash glue, so just cocked it up. Now I've cocked it up even more. That one looks kind of okay. That one. Right. That's actually quite painful. It's not it's not soft. You can even see that. Nice. Well, that'll do. Oh. Oh, nice one, Mina. You got it all over your lid. So going back to Dark Leather by J.R. Ward, Sarah J. Maas praised it. Like, she said it was really good, and I'm like, is it though? And then I just think about all those times in, you know, like reality, or not really reality, but like not even game show. What do I even mean? You know, like competitions like X Factor, and recently in the UK we've had this like Let It Shine thing, which is about, it's going to be like a musical about Take That, which is a band, not really a band, a group, and all these boys are auditioning, and then they did a song from Les Mis, and it was like, and they had Alfie Boe, who's like amazing, and they were singing, but it didn't feel like they were taking part in a revolution, you know, because they were singing a song from Les Mis, and it was One Day More, and it was just like, how can you not put everything into that, and you want to be in musicals? And I just think, and they all got praised after it, and it just feels so fake. It's like, do you have no respect for your own industry that you would be like, oh yeah, it was great, and you're like, what about actual feelings? And I know when they do like a ensemble thing that they're not likely to like mark it or like judge it, but yeah, so still. Alright, that's like mostly the most interesting part of my makeup, so thank you for listening to me ramble. I'll see you later. Bye!